So today we're talking pets.
Pets. Yes. Pet protection program.
So tell me about it.
So at the Ion Center, we are the local domestic violence and sexual assault agency. And what we were finding is that families are trying to flee from their abusive homes, but they couldn't bring Fido with them. And so they did not want to leave. And so we said, bring Fido with you. Like, we want them to be safe, and we want you to be safe as well. Mm-hmm. And so we developed a pet protection program where we want everyone in the family to be safe. We've expanded a lot since we've opened it. Before, we used to partner with vets and like the SPCA. Can we board dogs here? We have what we call our companion kennel. So it's on site at one of our shelters. So they're on site with their families. And we also use fosters. So those three options help us support our pets.
Yeah. And then trying to eliminate all the barriers we can with that. It's not just dogs and cats like your typical house pets. Yeah. It's everything from bunnies to hamsters to fish, snakes, lizards.
We got a snake about 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And normally staff are real excited when a pet comes in, but everyone was like, I don't have to feed that, right? Can we lock that in an office just in case it gets out? Yeah. It's contained.
So you all are thinking of everything.
Everything
is the thing, and it's one less barrier for if you need to get out of a bad situation.
Absolutely.
And so then you said you're looking for pet foster.
Yes.
Families.
Families. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do they need to do? What's the kind of the process of going through that?
Yeah. So if you're interested in fostering, there's a place to get connected on our website where you can fill out like a volunteer application request and just kind of, hey, I'm looking to foster. But you can also email me at Paige, PAIGEB, at ioncenter.org, and I can get you directly connected. But we have a couple of background checks just to make sure everything's good on the safety side of things, and then a little bit of onboarding, protecting confidentiality and everyone's rights and some media releases. And then after that, there's some training that you'll go through with our director of residential services who oversees the pet program. So she's wonderful. She's got a great sense of humor, so that training is fun and enjoyable. And then after that, the only thing you have to do is open up your home and be ready to love on some pets.
Be ready for the snuggles.
Yes. The Ion Center covers all costs. So food, Ion covers. Medical expenses, Ion covers. Toys, treats, the Ion Center pays for it. So it's low barrier. We really just need you to have an open heart and be ready to hang out with some animals.
Yeah. It's fun. So we do all animals, and we had a horse that needed to be put into the pet protection program, and we do pay for all the food. And we're like, how do you feed a horse? Like, it's not like you go to Walmart and pick up a bag of food. So we actually, fortunately, this foster's like, well, I have horses, and I just take my pickup truck to Tractor Supply or wherever and fill it up with food. And I guess that's how they get their food. And they're like, can we just like pay for food there, and then just a third of that goes.
So you're saying you know how to take care to foster a horse is what you're saying. You've gone through that process.
I would love to foster a horse.
You've learned. You all learned that process. You've got a person who's on top of this, who really understands
who
it.
Who knows how to feed the horse.
So and you have pet people. I mean, obviously they're into it, and then you're vetting them through this. So you all, as everything you all do, you've put a lot of thought into this.
Yes.
Do you currently have fosters right now?
We do, but we would love more.
Okay.
What we really love about this volunteering opportunity is that the number of fosters directly impacts the number of pets that we can help. It's really hard when we have space in our shelter and we're like, yes, bring your pet. Our companion kennel's full, our vets are full, our fosters are full. Like, that's really heartbreaking where we designed this program for this help, but when they're full, they're full. So we're trying to increase our fosters to increase that number we're able to help.
Because you, at the start of it, you wouldn't know how long You
Yeah.
couldn't forecast. Hey, you'll be here 3 days, and this is sometimes things
No,
take
this
time.
could be months. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Everyone's journey is so different. It could be as short as a month or as long as 6 months. I mean, you just
Yeah.
never really know.
So sometimes you're looking for specialized, as in like your story.
Your snakes.
Yeah,
Or
about
your
snakes or the
horse.
snake and horse, but also to someone who can have the flexibility for
Yeah.
a bit of time.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's really easy. Like I've fostered for us before, and my dogs love it. They're like, heck yeah, another friend to play with. So it's like I have two. So at that point, what's one more?
Yeah.
And then they just kind of become part of the gang,
Right.
And yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys got going on this summer?
I've gotten to talk with a lot of our volunteers who aren't necessarily fosters, and whether you're at the capability of being a foster or not, our volunteers have the opportunity to help our foster families regardless. So something really cool we're doing with volunteers is we have these quarterly events, just kind of trying to bring community together. And at one of them, we're going to be building enrichment toys for the foster pets. So even if you can't foster, we have so many opportunities to get involved with volunteering and the pet protection program in some way or another. So I'm really excited. We're just going to be making these enrichment toys to give these pets the best chance that they can to have fun and just really enjoy their time with their fosters.
I think that's great that you have that. Like you said, you're creating a community.
Mm-hmm.
And then also just for that knowledge that you all need to know where these people are
Yeah.
and what they can do. Like there's certain animals that are not going to, go well together and how to pair and also maybe availability. Like, okay, this is not that far from where another person's staying. So we could work out pet visitation and kind of go from there.
We try to be really intentional about where we match our pets. So let's say, for example, we have a request for a dog who's in Covington to go to a pet foster home. We would actually try to avoid the Covington area because if the abuser is in that area, we don't want them to like accidentally see the dog or something. Like we want to keep them protected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We treat our pets like clients too, because they
Yes.
are.
Right.
So we do like to mention foster families will be required to keep that confidentiality and not be posting a bunch of pictures on social media or potentially giving away that safety and
Yeah.
privacy. Like trying to make sure we're in the best locations and you can still go on your morning walk and enjoy it and not have to look over your shoulder and make sure you're in like a private space or anything. Just
And it's hard because the pets are cute. So
Yes.
you want to post them all over social media.
You're
But-
proud in what you're doing and the
Yeah.
pet's adorable and
Oh,
Yes.
that's really cool.
every time I visit the shelter, I have to stop in the kennel and just see all
Say
the
hi.
all the fluffy little
Yeah.
things.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I love it. So, like I said, at Ion Center, we really we value the voice of the victim survivors and like tell us what you need. And so we actually, what started our the first like seed for the pet protection program is a mom and son were fleeing. And the son was so nervous about, well, who's going to take care of my pet mouse? Like, when I'm not going to be here, who's going to take care of him? That he snuck the pet mouse into shelter. And so he comes out and there's a mouse in his pocket. And they're like, well, we're going to figure this out. And got him a little home and got to keep him in the shelter with him. And that was like we call that our first pet protection client because that started the conversation.
And then just how to get more elaborate.
Yeah.
Like if we
How do you
do
meet
this,
the unique needs and
If we
where do
do
they
this.
go? And yeah.
yeah.
And it's really special too, because that little boy, he actually ended up going to NKU. And NKU has this really great, I don't know if it's a program or process, but they collaborate with Elsa Sewell, and it's called the Mayerson Project. And so their students can learn about nonprofits and advocate for a $2,000 grant for them. And so this kiddo actually went to NKU and got a Mayerson grant for the Ion Center because of his stay in this shelter.
What a positive
Yeah.
of going through all that, and there's the good that came from it.
Yes. And we were just like so touched. We were like-
Yeah.
And to be able to, because sometimes with this work, like you're just one part of their journey.
Yep.
Right.
And so to see like, oh my, like we remembered the client and like look at like your story and like you're in college, like getting that follow up we don't always get. was cool.
Anything else to add?
If we have anyone interested in volunteering, specifically fostering, but in any realm, that same email from earlier, pageb@ioncenter.org, if you want to get plugged in with volunteering, we have so many unique ways to volunteer where you're at. You don't have to be in Covington. You can be anywhere. We can get you plugged in and really just a part of the ION team, and so we can continue to share that with the community.
Yeah.